State of the Texans post-week outlook, week 10 edition. We've talked playoffs. Should we be talking division? Plus, we got to adjust the way we look at some of these teams around the league and the 10 biggest figures from Cincinnati. We got a lot to get into. Also hear from DeMeco Ryans. Such little time. Let's go in the locker room.
Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop. Won't stop. Yeah, we top two and we.
All right, so you have the Texans inside the playoff picture. If the playoffs started today, the Texans would be in the playoffs. It's early, but you got to crawl before you walk. And I'm not doing the it's early thing. Yeah, that's for baseball people. That's for baseball snobs. This is a football show, and quite frankly, been covering for too long a dog-butted organization. So when they're in the playoff picture, I'm going to fully embrace it. Matter of fact, let's get a look at this real quick before we get into the 10 most prominent figures from Sunday. Also, the state of the league. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along. It is the locker room. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central on Sports Radio 610. Let's just look at this real quick. Let's just look at this thing of beauty. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Look how lovely that is. Kansas City, division lead. Baltimore, division lead. Jacksonville, division lead. Miami, division lead. Playoffs. Texans right there, 5-4. 5-4 with the tiebreaker over Cincinnati based on head-to-head win percentage. Buffalo all the way down there at 10. We'll get to them in a sec. It is a thing of beauty. Who knows how long it lasts? You hope it lasts at least another week. But there's some encouraging stuff going on, not just with the Texans, but around the league. So take it in. Don't let anyone tell you it's too early. Relevant, meaningful football. With people talking about you on the national stage, it is a thing of beauty. So don't let anyone hike their leg on your parade. We do this every week. It is the post-week outlook through localized Houston Texans goggles. If you're a Texans fan, if you're a normal attendee of these things, welcome. If you're someone else, you've come to the right place to get the pulse of what's going on with the Texans and through those localized lenses. Through week 10, we have 14 teams with winning records in the NFL. We have 4, not G-O-U-R, 4. I obviously typed that a little too fast. Let's correct that. 4 at 500 and 14 with a losing record. So right now the Texans are 1 of 14. The teams that are above them, they have a lot of them are in the AFC North. So in the AFC North, they're going to rough each other up, and that could start this week. But right now, the Texans are 1 of 14 with the winning record. Gore in a row. Let's go. Let's see. I'm all about that. Let's see. Jose telling me to open my eyes. I don't know what that means, brother. Catch the fish. I guarantee you someone caught that. You damn sure didn't catch that. Someone reeled that in for you and you asked to take a picture. Promise you didn't catch that. My eyes are low occasionally, if you know what I mean. But yeah, catch your own fish, sir. I'm just playing around. Appreciate everyone for coming through. I want to start this off. I want to go through the 10 most prominent figures from yesterday's game. We'll hear from DeMeco Ryans, and then we're going to get into the overall state of where the Texans are. Says I look lifted. Well, Bitch, I might be, to quote Gucci Mane. But whether I am or not, man, mind your business. Catch your own fish. Goodness gracious. The hell are we thinking here? Pedro asks, do you think the Jags games gets flexed to prime time? No, I think it stays where it's at. I'll get into this Stroud MVP talk. I'll get into all of your comments, get them in, and we will be good to go. The top 10 figures from Sunday, some good, some bad, and we're just going to go in depth on these. Cuss and discuss as I go on. I like seeing what all you guys got to say about this. Number one, CJ Stroud, obvious MVP talk. That's all over the place. MVP, rookie of the year. CJ is the straw that stirs the drink. I thought the best thing about this game for me with CJ in regards to CJ Stroud is, first of all, I think a lot of times statistics can be misleading. I thought it was kind of misleading when CJ Stroud hadn't thrown an interception through how many ever passes, because some of those passes could have easily gotten picked. And you heard CJ Stroud say that himself. The other thing is, and I kept hearing this quoted, and it's true, but I heard it this morning when I was driving in, when I was listening to Vandy and Harris, and I heard it in the afternoon when I was listening to Clint and Ron on Sports Radio 610, The Drive. And they had a hell of a show today. I really very much enjoyed listening to them. But CJ turned the ball over 3 times yesterday. Like, come on. I know he did. I know statistically that's what it says, but come on. The botch snap, the weak-ass fumble call by the refs who might make a cameo in these top 10 figures. I didn't feel like he turned the ball over 3 times. Now, the one turnover that he had was extremely costly. But the thing that's encouraging for me is that was a rookie mistake. I think it was a rookie mistake by Bobby Slowick. I think it was idiotic. I think Clint, Ron, Lopez, the ones who are defending that, I think they're trying a little bit too hard to say that, you trust CJ. You shouldn't trust anyone there. If Jesus was a quarterback, you shouldn't trust him in that situation with 3:40. They have to use their last time out. You've ran the ball well, and it's 3rd and 3. It's not like it was 3rd and 9. It was 3rd and 3. You're averaging over 5 yards a carry. So I feel like they're talking about it as if it was 3rd and 10 or something like that, and you wanted them to run. No, it was 3rd and 3. It was a very attainable run with the way the Texans were running the rock. So it was idiotic. Now, even with that said, CJ's got to take the sack there. He said he didn't want to. You got to take the sack there. Make them use the timeout if it's not there. But he made a rookie mistake that could have been costly, and you still got the win, and he immediately responded to it. So that was encouraging to me, seeing CJ Stroud struggle a little bit. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that that he turned the ball over 3 times, though, because that's misleading. You can say that if you want, but that's extremely misleading. But CJ Stroud, obviously one of the main figures. Figure number 2, Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary, I'm never going to call him Motor. I don't like the nickname. I know his teammates call him that. I know that's what he goes by. I'm not calling him Motor. Okay, he's Devin Singletary. Maybe we'll figure something out. Maybe I'll call him RB1 because that's what he should be. But the Motor thing just doesn't stick with me. I like Devin Singletary, but that's just not. I'm not doing the Motor thing. Devin Singletary, 150 yards rushing. And I know that Cincinnati is very bad against the run. I do wonder, if this is a sign of the run game, maybe starting to click a little bit more. Obviously not at that level. We're not going to get 150 yards every game from Devin Singletary. But I do wonder if maybe this is the start of the run game at least being somewhat competent. You're still going to be CJ Stroud. Your identity is still going to be CJ Stroud. But maybe this is the start of the run game being competent. And I also got to ask this. And I think I did a video in the did a video in the summer talking about running back by committee, RB1, RB2. I asked, is Dameon Pierce even going to be the starting running back, or can he be more of the finisher? I think that's what we're going to see here. Devin Singletary, at the very least, I wonder how Dameon Pierce fits into this. I mean, do we go back to a split? Like when Dameon Pierce comes back, are we going back to like where it's 13-12? I find that hard to imagine. Maybe Devin Singletary looks completely different once he's facing good defenses. But even then, I don't see how it's 13-12 with the way he looked yesterday. And really, for the most part, he's been better than Dameon Pierce all season long. The only time that like anyone who's been a big Dameon Pierce guy, and I'm a Dameon Pierce guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a Dameon Pierce as an RB1 that you give the ball to 25 times guy. But the only time that there's been like any satisfaction from that group of folks, and I'm not judging you, has been when they both haven't been able to run the ball. But at times he's been better than Dameon Pierce. I just got to think that carry share. I just got to think that carry share, regardless of the acknowledgement that it's not going to be as effective against other teams not named Cincinnati. I got to think that Singletary is probably going to be RB1, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how he looks starting this week against Arizona and then against Jacksonville. It'll be really, really interesting to see how that works, and when Dameon comes back. Dameon can be our goal line-ish back, short yards only. I don't know. Like, is he better in short yardage than Singletary? Like, that's the other thing. Like, if you don't have vision and you're not making the right cut, like, you're not just going to lower your shoulder and run over a defensive lineman. I know that's kind of his instinct. You're not going to do that. I mean, Devin Singletary is running really hard. Like that first run that he had where he lowered his shoulder on the sidelines. I don't even know. Like, is Dameon Pierce the better goal line back? I don't know. But Devin Singletary, figure number one. Figure number two, I should say. Figure number three is Bobby Slowick. Called a hell of a game. The way that he handled the end of that first half, brilliant. The way in which he was able to fill things out and realize that they were going to be able to run the ball and didn't abandon it, brilliant. The way that he called that pass play on 3rd and 3 with 3:40 remaining when you're averaging nearly 6 yards a carry, and it nearly cost the Texans the game, idiotic. That was idiotic. Teaching moment for Bobby Slowick. I don't care how good your quarterback is. That's not trusting the quarterback. That's just being stupid. So teaching moment for Bobby Slowick. But Bobby Slowick was great. He was in his bag. And Bobby Slowick is starting to get mentioned in those conversations about future head coaches and all that type of stuff. And rightfully so. He's been in his bag most of the time this year. So salute to Bobby Slowick. Thank God I didn't have to drive myself freaking nuts today on the air after a loss after that. Yeah, the Dalton Schultz block, we focused on that too, that pancake block on the Singletary run. That was really nice. He deserves a lot of credit on that. Yeah, you're going the 3rd and 3, and then they threw it deep again. Yeah. Bad. Very, very bad. Cebu wants to see more Tank and Mechie in the run blocking scheme. What do you mean by that? You don't want to see them run blocking? You don't want to see them carrying the rock out of the backfield? I don't know what you're saying. We got Boone more touches. Okay. I was close to losing my belief. I was too. And these people, and be sure to smash the like button. Johnny is right. But these people trying to defend Bobby Slowick and that 3rd down call, it's weird. It's weird. I'm sorry. I'm talking about my teammates for sure. Like it's weird. Have confidence in your quarterback. Okay, why? Like he already got you there. How about have confidence in the run game that the guy had 150 yards and you needed 3 yards. Have confidence in your defense being able to stop them with from scoring twice with 3:40 remaining. Have confidence that once you get the ball back, even if they score, however long it takes, that you can run the clock out. Just stop. Stop with it. Stop defending that. It's bad. It wasn't 3rd and 10. It was 3rd and 3. Run the damn ball. Number 4, Sheldon Rankins. Man, I got to tell you, I looked at PFF and I saw that Sheldon Rankins, he had a pass rush win rate. He got some sacks. He got a good grade, and he had 3 sacks with it. I guess you're allowed to do that. I always see these advanced Will Anderson stats, and I just assume that as long as you're, when the pass rush win rate is there, then the sacks don't need to come through. I'm still waiting for that Will Anderson game. I think Sunday could be the Will Anderson game. Kyler Murray runs around a lot. Will Anderson's very persistent. Arizona, I'm sure that they interviewed the hell out of Will Anderson during this draft process because they were right there in the territory of potentially getting him. This should be the Will Anderson game. This should be where we look at the stats and we see Will Anderson 2 sacks this week. Kyler Murray, mark it down. If there's a betting prop for over Will Anderson sacks, I'm taking it. I'm taking it this week. So let's get ready for that. MJ says, let's not underestimate Arizona. I'm concerned. Hey, I damn sure you're not getting that here. That line's already gone down. It was 5.5. Now it's 4. If you hear DeMeco Ryans talk about Kyler Murray, man, you can tell that he has a little bit of respect for that. Ricardo says, except you were wrong about Bryce. Hey, moron, I've done that 100 times. I'm good with CJ. Am I dismissing Bryce? No, but man, I'm good. I'm fine with that. That's fine. I accept it. There you go. No, I don't know. Like maybe here, let me get this for you. I accept it. Maybe go clip that and lock yourself in a restroom and take some lotion or something like that. I've said it 100 times. Getting time out for that. Of course, I accept it. Next figure number 4, Noah Brown. What a tough SOB Noah Brown is. This is a guy who, what did you expect from Noah Brown? Like what did we expect from Noah Brown? Realistically, serviceable receiver. We focused on the blocking. I know that's one of his strengths. I know that's one of the things that he embraces and one of the things that he likes a lot. But man, this guy's been the 2nd rated wide receiver per PFF since he's come back week 8. He's behind only CeeDee Lamb. Keenan Allen's 3rd. That's how good Noah Brown's been. Now, PFF grades, you take them with a grain of salt. Quite frankly, some of them, I don't know what the hell they mean. So I don't look at it as a gospel. I just look at it as if Noah Brown's even in the discussion and I'm watching every play, like this isn't just a PFF thing. Like we watch every single Texans play. Dude's balling. And you hear next man up a lot. You hear DeMeco Ryans say next man up. And it seems like the Texans actually practice what they preach when it comes to that. But look at what Noah Brown has done. So he started out the season and then he went on IR. So he had to miss 4 games. When he returned, Tank Dell was out. Noah Brown had some of the biggest plays in the game in which Tank was out. Then you go to the Tampa Bay game when they have a full strength receiving core. He makes arguably the biggest play of the game, in my opinion, that 75-yard touchdown that allowed you to not have to sustain a drive when you didn't have a kicker. and gave you a little bit of breathing room, cut it back down to a one-possession game. He makes that play. Then you're without Nico Collins. Dude has 150 freaking yards. And every time it seems like CJ's buying time, him and Noah are on the same page. I don't know if it's scramble drill. I don't know if that's how it's drawn up and CJ just happens to look there, but whatever the hell it is, Noah Brown's been better than any of us could expect. Solid starting receiver, 550 yards. He's damn near almost there. And he's missed 4 games. Noah Brown's been an effing beast, man. And you talk about next man up. That dude has filled some big-ass shoes. Some big-ass shoes. That's not asking someone to fill in for Kendrick Green. You know, that's not asking, Devin Singletary to fill in for Dameon Pierce, who's not really running the ball well. He did a good job, though. I mean, he filled in for Tank Dell, and he picked up the slack for Nico. So salute to F and Noah Brown. Seriously. Bad dude, man. Tough SOB. Friend of the show. Love me some Noah Brown, man. Love that guy. Very few catches at Ohio State. 7 career touchdowns. Leaves early. Earns a spot in the NFL by blocking. Doesn't do a damn thing the first 2 years when it comes to receiving statistics. Steps up when he's called upon. Dallas disrespected the hell out of him. They talked about him like he was some chump, like he's just garbage. He comes here. He's playing better than Brandon Cooks at $13 million less dollars. Noah Brown over Jerry Rice. I don't know. Noah Brown over Brandon Cooks? Absolutely. Not even close. Not even close. Shout out to Noah effing Brown, man. That dude's easy to support. That's easy. That's easy to get excited about. It is the locker room. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. This is the place to come for the pulse of the Texans through Texans lenses. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2, Sports Radio 610, and the Odyssey app. You can also see us on YouTube and Twitch. Number 6, Dalton Schultz. And I got to give Laramie Tunsil credit here because Dalton Schultz has been completely freed up since Laramie Tunsil's come back. Since Laramie Tunsil's come back, and he's been able to just handle the left side at an elite level, pass blocking, Dalton Schultz has gotten loose. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence at all. Dye says Petrie's got to play better. We'll get to him. But Dalton Schultz, not only is he catching the rock like we already know he can, he's blocking his ass off. He's blocking his ass off. Much better than we thought he could. Dalton Schultz, salute to him. And when the Texans need a big play, CJ goes to him. Goes to Noah too. Spreads it out. It's hard to even tell who CJ does and doesn't trust. He's trusted everyone on the team when it comes to big plays at some point this year. But Dalton Schultz, he's doing his damn thing. Absolutely. Shout out to Dalton Schultz too. Now, I don't know how much sleep he's getting lately. Didn't like some Call of Duty come out or something like that? He's another friend of the show. Call of Duty, I know he's a big-time gamer. I think Wifey's staying in Dallas right now for the time being. So I think Dalton's probably gaming his ass off with Call of Duty. I think it came out. I don't know. I don't play that. I'm sure some of y'all know this. Call of Duty out. Okay. Not sure. Number 7, Tank Dell. There was a Tank Dell drive yesterday. Tank Dell had the reverse for 13. He had the catch that was a little bit behind him. So Call of Duty is out. Okay. My man's playing Call of Duty. Shout out to you, man. I love all you gamers, man. Y'all are just more patient than me. I was a Madden, old school Madden NCAA. I ain't got it like that no more. They made it too difficult. But yeah, Tank Dell. I gotta salute Tank Dell. He had the reverse. He had the catch behind him. He got the crap knocked out of him when he was defenseless. And then he had the touchdown, which, I mean, if you're really worried about someone's size, that's not the type of play to run. They're not worried about it. They threw it right to him. Boom, right in the end zone. He was ready for all the smoke from the safeties and linebackers. So Tank Dell. Now, all this is not good. We're talking about the most prominent figures. Rick said Tank is too little to play in the NFL. I think he was being sarcastic, fellas. People are getting upset. I think he's kidding. Yeah, see, sarcasm. Oh, y'all are just jumping on my man Rick like that. He's clearly joking. Come on, guys. Be nice. Things are good right now. Man, he set y'all off. He's clearly kidding. Number 8, Jalen Petrie. I had to relook at this because I didn't believe it when I was told it. Now, I've looked at multiple box scores, and I'm pulling up the ESPN right now. Let's look at this real quick. Let's look at this ESPN one. Okay. There you go. Let's see. Tackles. Thomas, Houston Carson with 7, Cashman, Rankins, Perriman, Christian Harris, Malik Collins, Steven Nelson had 4. Salute to him. Dare had 2, Kurt Heinisch. Oh, Robert Woods and Tank Dell had a tackle. Jalen Petrie didn't have a tackle. He didn't have a single tackle. Now, I don't think tackles are the end-all, be-all. Hell, he kind of showed us that last year when he had all those tackles and was up there and missed tackles. But look, I have Houston Carson's the guy that got the interception yesterday, man. Bailed out Petrie. Petrie didn't have a single tackle in this game. Not one. He also whiffed on a perfectly drawn up run blitz. He dropped an interception. He was late on the cover 2 man on the first touchdown. He whiffed on Boyd on the long run. What do we expect from Jalen Petrie? I told this story today on the air. One of my mentors, one of my friends, Jean-Jacques Taylor. He just wrote a book about Deion Sanders, strong recommendation. Got to follow him around for a year and just wrote a book. There was a player in the locker room yelling at Jean-Jacques Taylor. And Jean-Jacques Taylor, just cool and collective, said to him, "Do you want me to hold you to the standard of the nickel cornerback you were when you first tried to come into the league a few years ago? Or do you want me to hold you to the standard of what you've set now as potentially a solid starting cornerback in the NFL? What standard do you want me to hold you to?" And I asked that question about Jalen Petrie. Last year, I kept hearing how underrated Jalen Petrie was. Everybody was saying it. I was getting quoted tackle stats, the 5 interceptions. And I think Jalen Petrie can be fine. But when I say Jalen Petrie's not playing well, it's not because I want to pile on him. It's because I expect more. I think when the Texans get good, which could be sooner rather than later, and years down the line, Petrie's the guy one of the guys that we look at and we say, this is one of the leaders of this team. This is one of the foundational pieces. There's a reason DeMeco Ryans mentioned him at his press conference. So when he's playing the way he's playing, you can either ignore it or you can acknowledge it. But it goes back to what standards do you want to set for him? Do I look at Jalen Petrie as right here as, Kareem Jackson, Tyrann Mathieu type safeties? Or do I look at him as Graylin Arnold, Jonathan Owens type safeties? And I'm sure there's some tape that says he did some great things, but he's missing really big plays. What do you want? What standard do you want to hold him to? It's not bad. I'm sure he holds himself to this standard. I've talked to him many a times. Very accountable. He knows when he's got to be better. He knows about the missing tackles. Jalen Petre's just got to flat out be better. That's it. Just got to be better. That's what he's got to be. I don't know what this means. Take off the mic up. Help me out here, JC. Seems like you're got some good advice. Help me out there, man. What does take out the mic up mean? He had 130 tackles last year. What happened? I don't know. That was kind of misleading. Petre's going to show you this next game. Good. You think I don't want that? I mean, of course. But when he plays bad, you got to say he played bad. I hope we talk to him Thursday. I'm going to actually request him. I'm going to request him on Thursday. Because I'll ask him, man. It doesn't seem like you've been playing very well. Do you agree or disagree with that? I'll ask him. See if we can get him on Thursday. In the life of Colby Petrie, cool, bro. That's what I don't like either. Like, our players have down weeks and y'all be ready to crucify him. If you thought that was crucifixion, then you're a sensitive dude, buddy. Like, if you thought that was crucifixion, saying how much I expect from him, man, you need to. I mean, I think you're actually kind of overusing the word crucify. Sounds like you got your own issues, my friend. Yeah, y'all be ready to crucify. If you thought that was crucifying, that's weird. It sounds like a generalization, and I don't know. I mean, if that is crucifying, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I like that logo though. I don't know what that stands for. But yeah, I don't think that's crucifixion. The PFF grade 63.5, not great. See what happens. Petrie is a run support safety. I mean, it seems like he misses a lot of tackles though, like on run support. He missed one yesterday before that interception. So we'll see. I mean, I think he could be all right. I don't think it's like a crucifixion. In the life of Colby, he knows he got to be better. He gonna be better. He's a dog. Okay, I think good. Thanks for the info. I hope you're right, my friend. Hope you're right. He needs to stop hitting and tackle. Ever since that iffy play in the preseason against the Pats, we should have known it was going to be an off year. Yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we, Rock? That's a good point, where he just kind of jumped in front of it and had his hands up. Yeah, that was a weird play. And then against the Ravens with Flowers on the side, he was laid on the cover too, and then he got pancaked before he got hurt. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Shout out to Colby, man. Hey, we have fun here. It's all good. In general, not just you. And I love my logo. Don't hate. Yeah, I don't think anyone's crucifying him. I think Jalen Petrie has set up a standard. It's a good logo. It's beautiful. Number nine figure. Matt Amendola. Matt Amendola, man. My co-host today said with a straight face, and I'm intrigued to know what you folks think. And I can't believe I just said folks. You people, and I do mean you people, what you think about Matt Amendola or how you felt watching him kick. At the end of the first half, when he kissed that goalpost, I thought for sure he was going to miss it. And then at the end of the game, thought for sure he was going to miss it. Matter of fact, I watched the damn highlights 3 times, and I got to confess, I thought he was going to miss it on that. My co-host said with a straight face, Lopez said that he was confident. Man, I was not. But I am very proud of Matt Amendola for coming straight off the street and kicking those field goals. I also think that Noah Brown deserves credit for moving it up. Would have been a 50-yarder. He moved it up. on that yard after catch. It almost felt like he knew he needed to get up there a little bit closer. But yeah, I think Matt Amendola deserves a little bit of credit. We got 3 more weeks of it. So we'll see how that goes. Life Channel. He says, I don't think the coaches are getting enough credit for how well they have done with the O-line in keeping CJ clean this year. Look for another kicker. Man, we don't need another kicker. He made both of them. I feel like the coaches are getting a lot of credit. I also feel like CJ is buying a lot of time with his legs on his own. And he's also, I'm sure the coaches deserve some credit for this, but I mean, he's played behind an offensive line, I think, with like 4 starters out. So, yeah, I feel like the coaches are getting a lot of credit. I don't think that I don't think they're not getting any credit. I feel like they get it. Figure number 10. I got to do this, man. I'm not big into this. The refs, they sucked. They were terrible. That incomplete pass was silly. The fact that CJ Stroud got hit the way he did at the quarterback position was silly. That Robert Woods, I'm a goofball ref, so I just want to take my hat off penalty was silly. The Tavier Thomas interference was silly. It was just a silly called game. I don't think there's like any conspiracy theory or anything like that. It was just bad. That was bad. That was terrible. I don't know what the hell that was, but it was a poorly officiated game. That one series was just disgraceful. So that's what we got from the top 10 figures. Let's hear from DeMeco. Oh, by the way, bonus. I got to give a bonus here. Steven Nelson, man, salute to you. We've had some fun with you. Your personality is hilarious. You're a character. The shenanigans in the offseason were amusing and a little bit silly. But, hey, salute to Steven Nelson. Salute to Nick Caserio for making Steven Nelson happy with his contract. Salute to DeMeco Ryans for getting Steven Nelson to buy in. And salute to Steven Nelson for doing really what he's done since he got to Houston, which is just playing good ball. Now, is he as elite as he thinks he is? No. Good ball, though. Really good ball. And he was busting his ass to get back on that field. And he got out there and he gave the Texans everything he could possibly give them. There's a snowball effect to that. The young guys who look up to you are looking at that and saying, man, I got to do this. And hell, we saw CJ do it against the Colts, where he had the hurt shoulder and no offensive line. So maybe you give CJ credit, but Steven Nelson, whatever it is, salute to you, man. That's a hell of a performance, hell of an effort to bust your ass and get out there. Nothing but respect for him. Seriously. Let's hear from DeMeco. Then we'll get into the week ahead, the current state of the Texans. There's some interesting things to keep an eye on. And don't tell me it's too early because I'm already scoreboard watching. It's just where I'm at. Let's hear from DeMeco, though. This is DeMeco Ryans live today at his media availability. Look at that smile. Here's what he had to say about the Texans dub.
Like now that you go with yourselves differently, like hey, you're a contender. The tenor of the season's changed over the past.
Are you a contender?
For us and our team, where we are, we're still just grinding 1 week at a time. Really focused on us and focused on getting better. From our game on yesterday, really love the fact that everyone contributed to the win. I think that's the most impressive thing to me about that game. True team win. Everybody stepping up. Everybody made a play. If you were up in that game, you made a play, and that's the cool part about our team. It doesn't matter who's out there. We expect everyone to do their best, play to the best of their ability. play fast, play physical, and that's what you saw from our entire team yesterday.
Coach, what was the biggest thing you sit back and you think about what you guys accomplished yesterday? Big victory on the road. You talked about a number of times responding after a win, learning how to handle that. But you guys started the week with 23 guys on the injury report. I mean, how much pride do you and did the team take in that victory yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, we take pride in the win just because
Ain't
it's
no
another
thing.
win for us. And that's how we look at it, right? Our guys prepared well throughout the week, no matter the circumstances of who was practicing, who was up, who's down, that it really doesn't matter. So I told our guys, we're going to have 11 guys out there at a time. And if you're out there, we expect you to go as fast as possible and do your job to the best of your ability. And that's been our mentality. It's a team first mentality with us, and it'll always be that approach.
DeMeco, you've been the last couple of weeks, you talked about how the team reacts, whether it's a loss or in this case coming off the victory, and that process of just staying laser focused. I'm sure it's still early in that process. What do you keep telling the guys?
Yeah, we've done a much better job. I think we did a much better job this week in our preparation of not letting the win from Tampa seep into the week and stall our preparation. Right, we still had the mindset to go out and prepare with an urgency. Right, and our guys went at the week that way. They attacked the week just as if it was a normal week. And once we start to see that, I think that's part of the process of learning how to win. And you have to learn how to prepare throughout the week, and your preparation cannot change. And that's what I saw from our guys throughout last week. And I tell our guys, you stay humble and you continue to put the work in. And that's what I saw this week. And another one, man, it was a big win, right? Coming from behind there at the end, kicking a game-winning field goal. Right now, how are we going to prepare this week? It has to be the same humble approach, and approach to fine-tune your individual game and see where you have to get better.
Coach, at one point, the defense forced 5 punts. They said y'all gave them trouble on first and second downs. When you look back on the defense, what did they do so well on first and second downs? And can you explain just how tough it is against an offense like that to force 5 straight points?
For our defense, I think we did a really good job of just getting off the field on third down. Right, it starts, of course, winning first down. So we had some really good outings there on first down, which led them to second and long. And then third down, the way our guys got off the field, started up front with our rush. All right, starting with Sheldon Rankins, had an unbelievable game. I mean, that's how it looks when it's done the right way. How Rankins rushed, how our guys are starting to get the picture of rushing together, 4 guys rushing as one, and you've seen that come together. All right, in this game, and that caused us to, play well. And if our D line is playing well, our defense will play well.
Can you talk about the offensive line? I mean, you said they've done a good job. Can you talk about how they, with changes and people playing, where they have to adjust the growth and how that line, that unit has been able to progress?
Right, our O-line has done a good job all year. We're finally getting some continuity up there. I know we got new center and Mike Dieter, but Mike has been around for a while. But seeing those guys play together, right, seeing them move the line of scrimmage yesterday, I thought they played physical. They finished really well on a lot of reps in the run game. So once we start to get that mindset, we start to finish better. Now you see the run game start to come to life there. And again, Motor, outstanding game, outstanding performance by him. The way he ran the ball, the way he finished, still impressive. Right, sitting back, watching it again today, very, very happy with what Motor has done. It's encouraging to see just the way his style and the way he finished, the way he made guys miss. Right, when they had one-on-one opportunities, it's just impressive from all those guys. But it starts up front with the offensive line.
All right, we're going to get into the state of the Texans after this. Here's more from DeMeco Ryans.
The Bengals down to 1 timeout, 3 minutes or so left on the clock. Third down, we decide to throw the ball. CJ throws the interception. Next drive, third down as well. Decide to throw the ball. I believe they're both third and shorts.
What's up, Stoots?
Decision to decide to throw there versus running. If Singletary's having a big day, you run the clock.
Thank you for asking this, man. He didn't get asked this yesterday. Thank you, Stoots. That's why you're my boy. Thank you for asking this instead of how important it is to stop someone on third down. Thank you.
Timeout. 3 minutes or so left on the clock. Third down, we decide to
Look at him. He's almost happy that he's getting asked a real question.
Next drive, third down as well. Decide to throw the ball. They're both third and shorts. What goes into the decision to decide to throw there versus running if Singletary's having a big day?
Yeah.
You burn the clock if you keep the ball, inbound.
Yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, it's aggressive play call, but we felt like we had an opportunity to make a play and get the first down. That's the thought process that goes into, why you throw it there. We wanted to get the first down. Thought we had a great play call to get the first down. Obviously, it didn't work in our favor there. You never want to turn the ball over. Just want to take a sack there. Just dirt the ball, get rid of it as best you can. Don't want to give the ball away, but
Thank you.
Aggressive play call, trying to get the first down.
Take the sack. So he just said it. Thank you very much, dudes. Now back to romantic questions. Thank you so much for actually asking an in-game question. Thank you. That's why you're my dog.
What's been the key to the production of the defensive line of getting sacks? Because I remember prior to the bye, you guys were top of pressures, but you guys were far down on the list in sacks. I remember that was something you said you wanted to see.
It's just finishing. Honestly, I think Sheldon did a really good job of finishing, right? We've been close a lot. We got pressure. We've created a lot of pressure, but when you see how Sheldon rushed and he was able to create separation and finish, I think that's the next step in our progression as we continue to get better as a rush unit, is just having separation, right? And then finishing at the top of our rushes, and that's what we did yesterday.
Coach, you talk about the finishing plays. Jalen Petrie yesterday was close to making a number of impact plays. When you go back and you watch this film,
Bajani asking about Jalen Petrie. Y'all can't hear the question. So Cody Stutes asks about that, and Bajani asks about Jalen Petrie. Thank you.
Yeah, we just keep working our technique, continue to work and get
Thank
better.
you. Thank you. Those of y'all asking, Stutes asked about Slowick's decision, and then Bajani asked about Jalen Petrie. I'll start yelling the questions for y'all because y'all can't hear them. Like they don't give them the mic when they talk, so I get that it's frustrating for you, but I'll just start letting y'all know the question.
You talk about how you like to see a sold out crowd. You were here, you saw what a sold out Energy Stadium looked like.
He's asking, what is it like when the crowd is sold out? You were here as a player. Obviously, you saw what it was like.
Our fans drive the energy in our stadium. So anytime we can have our stadium sold out and our fans are loud, just as the end of that Tampa Bay game, when they were loud, right, it affected the offense, right? Our fans can truly affect the game by showing up, being loud, right, being rowdy, and causing chaos for the opposing offenses. So, I mean, we love our fans to show up and show out, as CJ asked them to yesterday. It's definitely a benefit to us, and it'd be a benefit to them helping us and getting a win by being as loud as possible.
What was it about Rankins and Collins that allowed them
when those
to,
guys are on the field together? Not
the guys
so much
Bengals
about
on
I think
defense.
those guys being on the field, but I think everybody just executed their job, and that's what I continue to harp on with us defensively. When we execute and guys do what they're supposed to do, we play good defense. When we have mental errors and mistakes and not being where we're supposed to be, that's when teams get explosives on us. So it's about us just being tighter on the details of our job, no matter who's out on the field.
Are you worried about tight ends slicing up the defense? Good question by Aaron Wilson.
Right. When it comes to tight ends or whoever catches the ball on us, if somebody's catching the ball or somebody's creating an explosive, it's somewhere along the lines we've messed something up along the way.
Coach CJ's getting a lot of the attention as far as the last minute drives the last 2 weeks. But when you look at your team and when it's that time, can you just talk about the attitudes and the no fear type attitude that the other players have, knowing that they're going to go out there and get it done?
Can you talk about the no fear attitude? CJ gets a lot of attention. Can you talk about the no fear attitude that the other players have, knowing they're going to get the job done?
When it's crunch time, man, it's 2-minute mode. Right? We gone through those situations a ton. We practice it every week. So our guys are calm in the moment because we've been through it, right? And they have confidence in that moment. You have confidence in our O-line and the way they protect in that moment, the receivers, right, being exactly where they're supposed to be, making the plays, and, of course, CJ being able to step up and make plays, play after play after play in those 2-minute drives is just – it's fun to watch, right? Because I know they're confident. As soon as they step on the field, they know they can drive the ball. They know they can make plays to put us in position, right, to score. And that's what they did on Sunday. That's what they did, last week versus Tampa Bay. And the more you do those things in live action, I think the more confidence you continue to have when you are in those positions.
Coach, 2 tackles that got made in the final 4 minutes. Dale chased down after the interception and the long 64-yard pass.
Talking about the Dell hustle to make the tackle and the stand.
And when you talk about effort and what it looks like and how I see our team, right, is no 2 bigger plays than those plays made by Tank, right? The urgency at which he goes after the defender and gets him down with the shoelace tackle, right, to swipe the ankle. Great effort play by him. Love it. And then the long pass where DHC, he takes off. I mean, down the field, man, you give us a blade of grass is what we talk about. Give us a blade of grass to stand on, right, and we still have a chance. So the effort play by Tank, by DHC, that's who we are. That's the type of effort that exemplifies what it's about to play for the Texans.
Laramie Tunsil started his 100th career game. What does that mean? What do you think about Laramie?
Laramie has done a good job all year. He's been solid for us, all right, protecting, all right, run game. He's been solid all year for us, so happy where Laramie is.
My bad, carrying water.
How important is Noah Brown to this team?
How important is Noah Brown? Our guy. Our guy.
Yeah, Noah's been outstanding. He's always seems to be open. Huh? But Noah's been a very reliable guy. He finds a way to, make big time plays for us. Our week after week has been great having him back, right? And he's shown up big time for us and helped us to win these games over the past couple of weeks. And I always talk about Noah. The thing that sticks out to me about Noah is just his consistency in OTAs and training camp. I could highlight Noah every day for running a route to the exact precision, exactly how it's supposed to be ran, whether it's blocking in the running game. It's all of those things. It's just Noah's always been consistent from the first day that he's gotten here and even until this last game. And it shows, right? He's been able to have career days and back-to-back weeks just because he just goes out, he puts the work in, doesn't say much, but he shows up in the crunch time and makes big plays for us. Oh, with the Cardinals, haven't had a chance to watch them much, but I know Kyler is back.
Listen to this. So this is him asked about the Cardinals. This was interesting. Watch the way he talks about Kyler Murray. Because I kind of looked at how he talked about Baker and didn't think that he thought that Baker was like that good, although Baker had a good game. Listen to how he talks about Kyler Murray.
Plays for us. Oh, with the Cardinals, haven't had a chance to watch them much, but I know Kyler is back. Going against Kyler a lot. Kyler is definitely one of the fastest, most explosive quarterbacks you'll see. Makes a lot of plays with his feet, off schedule. So you have to definitely be on it in coverage, whether the plays, you got to cover them twice, as I say, because Kyler does a good job of moving around, right? So we have to definitely be ready to chase him around a little bit this week. Is a tough challenge, always a tough challenge when Kyler is back there. Really talented quarterback, not only running, but he does a good job of throwing the ball as well. So we have our hands full with the Cardinals. I know they've been in a lot of close games throughout the year. Scrappy team, well-coached team. We'll have our hands full for sure.
DeMeco, can you talk a little bit about just you've spoken highly of your staff from the very beginning. The fact that first year head coach, first year OC, rookie quarterback. The fact that you guys have been able to so soon get this close? How those relationships, including the others have worked so well.
Yeah, with our staff
How important is your coaching staff and the relationships?
and the players, for me, it's just been about. It's not about one person, and I think that's the thing that I try to drive home to everybody. It's everybody is involved. It's all a collaboration, right? And we're going to be good if everybody is bought in and everybody is on the same page and there are no egos involved in what we're doing or how we're getting it done. It's all about the team. It's all about doing what's best for the team, what's best for our players. And that's how I think we've gelled together very quickly and been able to have a little success here, is just because there are no egos in our building. Everybody is just wants to win. So whatever it takes for us to win, that's what we'll do.
Make up
McLean.
being forced to play these new veterans. What kind of role do position coaches play in getting them ready to play?
What kind of role do position coaches play in getting guys
When
ready?
you have a lot of new players, right, position coaches they're vital to getting guys ready, right? That's where you get that individualized training, right, on the fundamentals and the techniques of what we're asking players to do. It's the position coach's job to take the time out to find film, find good reps of how it should look, and teach guys. Nobody loves when their player makes plays more than a position coach, because they put so much time and so much work into making sure their players are successful. So, we have a lot of great position coaches here who do a really good job of teaching, and that's what it comes down to, being great teachers and our players really buying in and understanding how much their position coaches care about them.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, guys.
DeMeco Ryans right there. Man, it's easy for me to say. I'm on the air when this happens, but I sometimes I just wish that it was about the actual game that just happened instead of broad stuff that you can ask after every win. Talk about the mental toughness of your team. How important is it for the O-line to block? Like, there was a poor exchange with Dieter and CJ. Were you concerned about that? Steven Nelson and Derek Stingley, it seemed like there was kind of a snap count. How do you feel about your corners? Unexpected plays from Shaq and stuff. Like, what about that? I was glad that Cody asked about the third down decision by Bobby Slowick. DeMeco gave the answer there. Jalen Petrie play. Is Devin Singletary, you've talked about a committee. Is Devin Singletary playing his way into perhaps, getting a larger chunk of that pie? Sometimes I just wish these questions, like, I know that y'all don't hear them. Sometimes I just wish that they were, sometimes I just wish they had more to do with what actually happened instead of like a little bit of, I don't even have to fluff my pillow tonight. To be honest with you, I don't think any of y'all do. They're going to be extra fluffy after that. You don't get grilled, but I just would like it to have something to do with the actual game instead of something you could ask all the time. It's just me though. Real quick, Texans outlook. Texans currently in the playoff picture. These are the games to watch. And you bet your ass that I am already scoreboard watching. So let's just go through the guide, talk about who we want. We'll go more in depth on these perhaps tomorrow as we continue to look ahead. But this is going to be a little bit rapid. I'll answer your questions as well, and then we'll call it a night. We'll get on to Tuesday. John McClain can join us at 11. Man, his visit with us is always fun. We don't let him coast. We keep him on his toes, and we'll talk to McClain tomorrow. At 11. Matchup number 1, Thursday night, Bengals versus Ravens. If you're a Texans fan, you're rooting for the Bengals. You're rooting for the Ravens. You want the Ravens to just run away with the AFC North. Cincinnati right now tied with you record-wise. You can gain a game on Cincinnati with a Bengals loss. By the way, T. Higgins not going to play, and a Texans win against Arizona. Next game, Steelers versus Browns. Now, it just depends how you look at it. I would rather Pittsburgh win this game just because I think the Browns are better. I think they have a championship caliber defense. I don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun. However, he doesn't have to do a lot here. Like, if he can just get even like close to what he once was, that's a dangerous team. I would like for them to lose some games. No, by the way, the Texans have the draft pick, but I'm kind of in the playoff mode at this point. Chargers, Packers. I know the Chargers have flaws. I know the Chargers invent ways to lose games. I still wouldn't want to see Herbert, Allen, and those weapons that they have in the playoffs. They're in the mix with the Texans. So go, Pack, go. Although they kind of stink this year. Raiders versus Dolphins. Raiders are 500 right now. They're kind of a scrappy team. I don't know how much of a threat they are to the Texans, but I saw Dan Patrick brought up a good point about the Raiders. You have an elite pass rusher, you have an elite receiver, and you have an elite running back. You should be a good team. However, it's just about the quarterback, but you're rooting for the Miami Dolphins to just kind of pull away there. Titans versus Jags. I know that the Titans are not a good team. I know they have a limited ceiling. I know that Will Levis kind of came down to earth last game. These are the types of games, though, that Mike Vrabel wins. I'm not saying he's going to win this one, but these are the types of games. We've watched it enough that Mike Vrabel wins. And if you have the Jags losing 2 straight heading into NRG, if the Texans can take care of business, which is going to be much harder, by the way, than people are giving it credit for. You saw the way DeMeco talked about Kyler Murray. Arizona's been a scrappy squad. They've competed with a lot of good football teams. They've beat a good football team in Dallas earlier this year. But this just feels like a game that the Titans, Mike Vrabel finds a way to win at times. And that would be great for the Texans. And then you have Jets Bills. I'm officially done watching Bills games this year and pretending that I'm watching an elite squad. I've held on to it as long as I could. Week 1, you saw them lose to the Jets. I'm done with it. I don't think that the Texans are better than the Bills. I don't think that it's like some sort of like mismatch, but I do think that the Bills are closer to the Texans than they are the Chiefs. That's the best way I'll put it. The Bills are closer to the Texans than they are the Chiefs. They are not an elite team, Buffalo. They had that window where they could have taken advantage. Right now, this is a team that can get into the playoffs. This is a team that can maybe win a playoff game. Buffalo ain't winning a Super Bowl. So I've adjusted that. So in this one, I would love for the Jets to drift away. But if Buffalo is going to be a game behind the Texans, let's get that 2-game lead and increase that and get Buffalo out of there. But either way, that's one of those win-win games. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Real quick, I'll get to a few of the questions, and then we'll keep this going throughout the week. We do this every day. It is a locker room. You hear me every day, 10 to 2, Sports Radio 610, 10 to 2 Central. We'll be talking a hell of a lot about the Texans tomorrow. Tanner asked Stroud for MVP. A lot of talk about him in the convo. Sure, why not? I don't like MVP discussions just because of the James Harden crap. But, yeah, I mean, he's playing. He's in the conversation for sure. His odds are still 25-1. So he's still a little bit of a long shot. Rick says Rankins is the man. He damn sure was yesterday. DeRhino, pretty sure Juice's hamstring fell off the bone. And he might not be there. Life of Colby, do I think that we see Juice this year? Don't know. I don't even know what it looks like if we do see him, quite honestly. I don't think any of us do. Denver looking a little tougher than expected. I don't think so. I think they're about what they should be. Don't let Nathaniel Hackett being awful last year act like there's some sort of huge improvement. That was not a legitimate, like, as bad as their record was squad. They were just poorly coached. I think Buffalo's an absolute disaster who knows how to find ways to lose games. Devin, you think they'll ever give you guys CJ an interview on the show? Yeah, I would be shocked if we didn't talk to him next year at camp. This year they kind of protected him, but I would be shocked if we didn't talk to him next year at camp. How sore do you think Tank is today? Don't know. Producer Figgy was with them at the Taste of Houston thing today. Seemed to be in pretty good spirits, so who knows? But he did get roughed up yesterday. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Do this after every Monday Night Football, the post wrap of the week. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along, and always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. On to week 11, on to Arizona, on to magical times. Talk to you tomorrow at 10 Central, Sports Radio 610, Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch. We're all in together, baby.
Localize every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number 1. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what.